Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome to another video. And I believe the phrase goes, rush, rush, go rush, psycho no rush. We got some amazing news in regards to new cards that will be debuting in the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime, including Romin's new ace, Roa's new ace, and some legend cards that probably won't show up in the anime, although they might. Not every legend card has in terms of dueling, but we did get some new legend cards as well for Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duels. Two cards that you guys will all be familiar with. So before we begin, I do want to show off the box art, the cover for Dynamic Eternal Live, which we all suspected would have to do with Roa. Eternal Live, obviously live concert. Roa is the front man for Roa and Romin. He's kind of been out of the show for a while, so we were very hyped when we heard the announcement that the next pack and the next set was going to be Dynamic Eternal Live. It just seemed right down Roa's alley. Well, we got the art for it not that long ago, and not only is Roa on the cover, but Romin is on the cover as well, and it looks like Romin is rocking a new outfit. She looks a little more emo than her normal outfit. I honestly love this outfit. It really looks like she's about to enter her My Chemical Romance phase, which is a phase that I think all of us entered at one point in middle or high school. So she's actually getting a jump start on that by entering it in elementary school. But love it. Love the way that Romin looks. Love seeing Roa back in the fold here. And obviously he's going to be back in a duel soon as well. I believe this comes out in Japan on April 24th. To give you an idea of what episode number they might be returning. I don't know if there's any relevance there, but April 24th is when this set is coming out. And I might actually order a set of this and maybe do an opening on the channel. But anyway, we got two new aces. A new ace for Roa and a new ace for Romin. We're going to start with Roa. He's been out for a while. We'll give him some love early on. So Roa is getting some new Royal Demons. Roa's monsters are a huge fan favorite. And I love Roa's monsters as well. In fact, every time Roa's been in a duel, he's had an insert song, which is incredible. So I hope that that happens again. I hope that's a theme of all of his duels. But the first monster that we are getting is a level 7 Light Fiend normal type monster, a bizarre demonic devil who serves the king. It absorbs every sound and repels every attack, called Royal Demons No Wave. However, that is not the star of the show, for lack of a better term. The star of the show, Roa's new quote-unquote ace monster, is called Royal Demons Death Doom. It's a very edgy-sounding named monster, which I love because it fits Roa perfectly. And honestly, Royal Demons Death Doom, it's a pretty cool-sounding monster. Level 8, 2,500 attack, 2,000 defense. The requirement for this is that you can activate the effect during the turn this card was normal summoned by tributing 2 monsters, level 7 or higher fiend types. So what's interesting is if you do not do that, this monster does not have an effect. So the only way to legitimately use Royal Demons Death Doom is by tributing 2 monsters that are level 7 or higher fiend type monsters. It's no coincidence that a new monster we are getting that I already went over, and the reason I went over it was because of this effect, is a level 7 fiend type monster. So no coincidence there. I'm sure that will be the case when Roa does summon this in the anime. And the effect of Death Doom is that it destroys all face-up monsters your opponent controls, wipes the board clean of it, and then inflicts 100 damage to your opponent times the total original levels of the monsters destroyed by this effect. So this essentially is just a board nuke for the other player's board, kind of like a Black Rose, except Black Rose nukes the entire board, both players. This only nukes your opponent's board. So that is a really, really good effect. Obviously a hard effect to get off because you have to tribute summon 2 level 7 or higher fiend type monsters. But if you get that effect off, and let's say your opponent has a level 4, a level 6, and a level 5. That right there is 1,500 points of damage. Then you just attack directly with Death Doom, and you get a nice OTK. As long as your opponent has a total of 15 levels on their field, which is very possible, especially with Rush Duels, even 2 level 8 monsters or 2 level 6s and a level 3. I mean, it's very possible. You just destroy them inflict the damage of their levels, and then you attack directly for 2,500. So Royal Demon's Death Doom seems like a really disgustingly powerful monster if you can get that effect off. Obviously, that's the tricky part with Death Doom, because tributing 2 level 7 monsters, even in rush duels, not the easiest thing in the world. But as for its looks, it looks amazing. It's not holding an instrument, it's holding a sword. It's awesome. So Roa is back, and he will be coming back, I imagine, with Death Doom. So really cool there. But now we want to look at Romin's new ace. And not only new ace, but it seems like Romin is playing an entirely new archetype. It reminds me a little bit of Aoi Zaizen when she switched to Marinsis, but she is playing an archetype or monsters called Can-D, which obviously is a pun, I would imagine, for candy. You know, it's something sweet, and a lot of these monsters are kind of cute-looking monsters, so I imagine that's what the pun is, unless I'm missing that. And I guess it does fit her aesthetic. I just feel like this is a new sub-archetype that she's going to be playing. Maybe not a fully different archetype. You know, I'm not saying she won't use Prima Gitarna anymore, so maybe it won't be as drastic as when Aoi switched away from Trickstars totally. But it does seem like Romin is going to be incorporating a new sub-archetype in her deck. And the main boss monster of this deck, and that Romin will be using, is this musical lady right here. You can see kind of the music notes in the background. You can see the speakers in the bottom left. So we're still sticking with the whole music theme, which I like a lot. And this monster's name is Can-D, a level 7 light psychic effect monster, 2,500 attack. It's got no requirement to activate this effect, and the effect is that you can choose one face-up monster if it has 500 or less attack and return it to the hand. This turn, while this card is face-up, you cannot tribute summon monsters with 1,500 or more defense in attack position. So certainly not nearly as flashy as the monster of Roa's new ace. I imagine this monster is going to have a lot of synergy with the new Re-D cards. I don't know if this monster is going to have great synergy with Romin's previous monsters, because I know all of her aces, I'm pretty sure, had more than 500 attack. I feel like that effect is not great, but the reason that this monster could be pretty lethal is because of the 2 spell cards. So we got 2 spell cards, Jam P Up and Jam P Start. Jam P Up requires you to send 1 face-up psychic monster you control to the grave, and then you can special summon 1 level 7 psychic from your hand. If you sent Can-D to the grave for this card's requirement, the summoned monster gains 1,500 attack until the end of the turn. So that right there can immediately boost the ace we just went over, Can-D. I know these names are confusing, bear with me, but that could boost Can-D up to 4,000 attack points immediately. And then the other spell card is that you can place 2 monsters from your grave on the bottom of your deck in any order, and then you can choose 1 normal psychic monster in your grave and add it to your hand. And if you added Can-D to your hand with this effect, you can gain 1,000 life points, and gaining life points is something that helps Esperata, I believe, and some of her other aces. So you can kind of see the synergy there and how this deck is really going to work. If you can add Can-D using Jam P Start, and then summon Can-D using Jam P Up, all of a sudden, even though Can-D doesn't have any incredible effects in my opinion, it's got 4,000 attack points, boom, just like that. So you can see kind of the synergy of how this deck works and how this mini archetype works, and this is definitely going to be a monster that Romin will use soon. It does not guarantee when we see this monster that she'll win. Her last ace that we used, which was Foldablitz, which is an awesome ace monster, she lost to Sushiko. So Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s is not like the older anime where a new ace debuts and that character wins automatically. That is not the case, which is really, really cool. We also got a new 7's Road monster, 7's Road Warlock. I like the design a lot. This is probably my second favorite 7's Road monster. I think I like this monster more than Magician and Mage. 7's Road Witch is still number 1 for me, but 7's Road Warlock, like the monster a lot. Triad Drago, it looks like a monster that Rook might use. It's just a 3-headed dragon triad, so that's pretty cool. And then the 2 legend cards. Monster Reincarnation. Pretty interesting one. They shied away from Monster Reborn, but because of how Rush Duels works, I feel like Monster Reincarnation is essentially just like Monster Reborn. You send a card from your hand to the grave, and then you add a monster from your grave to your hand, but with how easy it is to summon and how easy it is to draw, I feel like the cost of sending a card from your hand to grave in Rush Duels is nothing. And then when you get that monster back to your hand, you can probably summon it immediately. So Monster Reincarnation will be a legend card you can have one of in your deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duels. And the other card, this is pretty hype, Buster Blader. I'm still surprised we have not seen Dark Magician Girl as a legend card, but we are getting Buster Blader as another legend monster. I believe the last legend monster we got was Summoned Skull. Buster Blader is a gorgeous monster. I love the Rush Duel artwork. I think it looks so sick. And it has the same effect as it does normally. It gains 500 attack for the number of face-up dragon monsters your opponent controls and dragon monsters in your opponent's graveyard. Buster Blader is coming to Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duels. Maybe not Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, but that remains to be seen. Summoned Skull did make an appearance in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s in the background of one of the shots. I believe it was actually in episode 39, so you know, maybe we'll see Buster Blader in some capacity. I think all the Monster Legend cards, I think we have seen them to some capacity. Not necessarily in duels, but we have seen them appear in the show. Summoned Skull last week, Dark Magician in that museum, so maybe we will see some version of Buster Blader in 7s. I don't know. It'll be cool. But guys, let me know all your thoughts on Roa's new ace, Roman's new ace, Buster Blader, and Monster Reincarnation coming to Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duels and 7's Road Warlock, and any thoughts you have for these characters and for Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s as a whole going into the next arc. The next arc does begin in probably about an hour from when I'm uploading this video. Roman is taking on Yuga again. Maybe we will see these new cards in Roman versus Yuga Round 2. I have a feeling we probably won't, but who knows. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Really excited to hear your thoughts down below. And a special thank you to my Platinum tier patrons, Horace Maye, Goosey Q, Panther J, Blue Maiden 28, Jarrett Buller, and X-Slayer 64, and to my Diamond tier patrons, Jesse Wood, Latrell Smith, and Anime Kaput, and to my Egyptian God tier patron, XZ's Lover 104. Thank you to everyone who supports me on Patreon and who is a YouTube channel member. You guys help me out tremendously, and I would not be able to do this without all of you. I stream over on Twitch, twitch.tv/SuperDeepRoute. Link will be in the description. Thank you again all so much for tuning in. I will talk to you down below, and I hope you have an amazing day.